What's up everybody, and welcome to the LK-05 weapon mod by Doom. So this is a really popular mod creator and he really outdid himself with this weapon mod. It just did come out on consoles, so let's check it out. So Doom is a really popular mod creator. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about him, and he is the creator of this mod. Let me actually drop all these other, or we could just scrap them. But yeah, so today we're going to be checking out the LK-05 and all of its modifications. So let's do that right now. We do have, obviously, first and foremost, the standard receivers and all that. So one thing I do want to mention about this, I should actually show you guys the gun in action. Let's take off the rapid. Let's just do a standard barrel. Oh wait, no, rapid receiver, standard receiver. This gun is really well balanced. So as you can see right now, we do 24 damage, but the gun handles more, I think, in between an SMG and a assault rifle, and it's balanced that way, which I really like. I don't think Doom gets enough credit for that, because a lot of his guns were actually in my top 5 guns. I don't know, wait, actually we have a 35 caliber conversion, so it would do 34 damage, but still, all of the calibers are really well balanced. And I really like that. I think that's a really cool feature, and Doom doesn't get enough credit for that. So if you're looking for balanced weapon mods, check out some of his, because they are really good. Yes, we obviously have all of the normal receivers here. We do have a rapid receiver and an armor piercing receiver, which are a little bit notable. They do increase the rate of fire, and then armor piercing, and it has better range. And then we do have a hardened piercing receiver, which improved armor penetration and range. Is more or less just an armor piercing on drugs, but we're going to use the powerful receiver, which does the single most damage. Then you also do have the standard barrel and then a few other barrels. So we do have the medium barrel, which is going to be a little bit longer, then the hardened barrel, which is a little bit more damage, then the medium hardened barrel, which is both, so more damage, more range. And then obviously we do have the 3 stocks. They are the weighted stock, which is just slightly better recoil compensating stock, really good recoil. So they are all aesthetically the same, which I don't know, I guess it's not a huge deal, but it's always nice to have a little bit of a difference there. And then as far as the magazine goes, we only have 2. We have the standard magazine and then the quick eject magazine, which it just ejects faster. I'm sure you've heard of it. Although I do want to mention, I really do like that magazine texture, how you can see the bullets inside of them, and just the texture in general. I think it's really well done and well made. So then as far as the sights go, we also do have some of these different sights, and we actually have pretty much all standard sights, but this one's really interesting. So as you can see, we have a recon combat sight, which is interesting because it just looks normal, but what makes this stand out from others is it actually allows you to change a zoom option. So without the recon combat sight, let's say we switch back to standard sights, look, no zoom option. So we actually have to equip this specific sight in order to get this option, and basically what it allows you to do is change what zoom you get. So if we put it on 1.5 right now, well, I'll put it on 3.5 so you can actually tell. It'll basically zoom in the scope. Watch. So as you can see, things are much more zoomed in now as you're looking through the scope. It's a pretty interesting way of doing that. I do like it quite a bit. I like that you need to have the other scope on there. I think that little addition is just a really cool. I always like when mods do that kind of stuff. And then obviously you have the suppressor, put it on a silencer, because why not? But one thing I would love to change is I think it would be cool if you actually had a range extender, one of those little additional scopes right behind it, and then you could just have the same model for all 4, but I think that would just go a long way. I think that little change would be really cool. I'm going to personally leave it on 2.5 because that's the range I like, but also just take a listen to the suppressor. Just listen. Maybe it's just me, but I really like the sound of that suppressor. I don't know. I feel like a lot of suppressor mods make them sound way too quiet, or just there's something wrong with them, but this one I do really like. So then now, as you saw in the beginning, we do have the conversion mod. So this will actually totally change the caliber. By default, it's a 5.56 round, but you could also change it to a 38 caliber, which reduces the damage, but it does increase ammo capacity. And then 45, it reduced damage, also increases ammo capacity, because both of those are smaller rounds, so you can hold more and shoot more, but you don't have nearly as many. Well, then 308 and 50 caliber rounds do increase the ammo, or reduce ammo capacity, but these are both noticeably better damage. So 558 58 damage, then 308 38 or 68, and then 79 on a 50. So I personally think the 50 caliber is a little bit overpowered. It needs a recoil buff, if you ask me. So we could put the last 2 attachments on though, and then you do have 2 extra attachment slots. You do have a flashlight And then finally you do have a laser. So as you can see, the laser goes on top and the flashlight goes on the bottom, which are both pretty cool. They both function well, they're working, and as you can see, if we put on the flashlight right there, we do get it. But look, this is 50 caliber. There's really not that much recoil. Granted, I do have a recoil compensating stock, but even so, I feel like a little bit more recoil would make this a little bit more balanced. I'm not actually clicking at all. I'm just letting this go. I'm just holding down the trigger, and this is the recoil. So yeah, obviously we're going to burn through ammo really fast because this has a super high rate of fire, but if you're late game and you have tons of ammo or tons of caps to buy ammo, this gets a little broken. But yeah, that's pretty much everything about the gun I wanted to show you as far as modifications go. So now let's go actually check out the gun in action. So for the battle, I decided to do something a little bit differently. I made it some crappy conditions. I gave everyone in the settlement one of these guns, and I spawned out a ton of super mutants out there. You can't really see, but you'll see them in a second. If you're wondering why they have power armor, that's from the Enclave video I made a while ago. So they're all in power armor frames, except one of them, who's in a lab coat. But yeah, so with that, let's just get right into it. Not really sure how well this is going to go. Oh, some so it looks like one of them still has the plasma rifle they did have earlier. I tried to switch them from plasma rifles, and yeah, so I am using the 50 caliber one. I also do have one with a recon scope with some hardened sights and stuff, and yeah, so let's try and mow down as many of these enemies as possible with the gun. I did try and make it some crappy conditions. Let's turn off the HUD because make it a little bit more immersive. This guy is using that scope, so let's go run upstairs to here and get a nice aerial position, so we get a better view of all of the people fighting and shooting. Again, all of these guys have LK-05s, so that is pretty cool. As you can see, we have most of them died, most of them were really low level, but those guys out there are actually masters with miniguns, so those are going to be pretty hard to kill. And let's actually put on the night vision scope and try and poke this guy down. And as you can see, we did take him out right there. So let's switch to this last one we have, which I'm not really sure what this one has, but as you can see, with the flashlight on, it is pretty cool, a pretty cool gun. And did we really just kill them all? That was that was pretty easy. So I didn't upgrade their weapons or anything, but yeah, so it looks like we did just mow them all down. Clearly, we are far superior to the super mutants. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I think this is actually you know, gonna be one of my favorite weapon mods from now on. So definitely recommend you guys check it out. Again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all next time. Later.